Hello, people. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live review. This is, movies with two words or more month. We're not done yet. We got a few days left until December, and I finally saw it. Yeah, you guys have been begging me to review this. I saw it at home because it was too long, and I bought it last week on Black Friday. So that is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, one of the biggest summer hits of this year, even though it didn't make a billion. That did, but I'll get to that. It's good. It's not the best movie of the year. I think the movie is way too long and they had some issues with it, but it was worth a purchase. There's a filmmaker's commentary I'm going to listen to in next year because this is a very long movie. I think for a kids movie this should have been shorter. It's well animated, the acting is really good. The story is very big, there's a lot of it. That's not the problem. It's just that, it's long, guys. No Way Home came out 2 years ago, and it's a better film because it was shorter, and I got more emotionally invested with the other Peter Parkers, and there were only three, not 1,562. And yeah, the animation, Dorda Miller did a good job with the production, and the animators did a great job. I mean, it's basically a Spider-Man movie for someone like me because of my ADHD. Like, it's not a movie meant for people that suffer from seizures. That's why the movie didn't make $1 billion. That did because it's more grounded. Universal did it, and it's an hour shorter. Shamik Moore's greatest Miles. He always is. The opening I thought was cool looking, but it has nothing to do with him. So I thought it lost some points because it has nothing to do with Miles. It's with Gwen, Miguel, and some other characters. And like I said, with like the first movie, there's too many characters in this movie. I know Josh is going to disagree. That's fine. We're two different people. We're not going to think alike. Uh, there's too many characters. Spider Punk, I don't care about him. I thought he was not needed in the film. Kaluuya could have been cut out. Some of the people that are in Miles's building on the top in the roof, that scene could have been shorter. Rio, like I said, I don't like her in the first film. Just not a character for me. It reminds me too much of my mom, and I'm like, yeah, a stereotype. So pass on that. Miguel's a good character, but he's not really in the film that much. He's in the beginning, he disappears until the middle, and then he's chasing Miles, and then that's it. I mean, he's there. He looks cool, but I'm sick of Oscar Isaac being in everything. He's in 3 Marvel properties. He was in X-Men, he did Moon Knight, and now he's here. I'm like, please don't give him another Marvel character. I'm sick of him seeing him and everything. He's like the Spanish Chris Pratt now. He's in everything. But anyway, Jason Schwartzman did a good job as Spot. He was cool. He has a cool look, and he has cool powers. He's a cool villain, and he's not over the top. He's very, very comedic and fun. The movie's funny. It's got a lot of good humor. Some of it went over my head because, again, I am what I am. Some of the humor did it for me, and some of them I'm like, yeah, that was for the Spanish folks that go to see these films. I'm not one of them. The first one I saw it in college. I didn't go to the theater, mainly because I prefer Spider-Man live action. That's my taste. This frenetic animation is some of it is for me, but a lot of the flashiness is a lot. It's a lot to take. That's why some people didn't see this in the theater in some countries because it's just too. It's very in your face. It's like everything's going like at 100 miles per hour. Every scene, but it's good animation. It's just not going to be for everybody. Going through these portals, the freaking twisting and turning and jumping and flipping, and it's a lot. This is a lot. And like I said, at 2 hours and 20 minutes, it's too long. You could have trimmed 5 scenes out of this movie. It would make it much shorter. This is a kid's movie. Invincible isn't less than an hour per episode, and it's for adults. There's blood, there's cursing, and there's a lot of adult themes in it, except for the gay stuff that could be cut. There was nothing like that here. The Indian Spider-Man, he's cool. I liked him. He had an Indian accent. He had long hair. He was cool. It was something different. I did like the cameos. I liked some of the fan service. We're mentioning Raimi's films and the '60s cartoon. But there's so much Spider-Man, and you put it in one movie, it pads it out. It really does. And I'm like, there's a difference between fan service done right all the way through, and this, which has good fan service, but there's some that could have been saved for a deleted scene or something. Because you can't put too much into one movie. This why one of the reasons why so many films bombed this year. They try to do 35 things in one film, and I'm like, you could save it for another film or a Disney Plus show or a show on Netflix or something like that. I mean, it is good. I bought the movie. I'm going to keep it. So Josh, don't say, "Oh, you hated it." No, it's good. It's just not my favorite movie of the year. That is. That was an hour and 23 minutes. Perfect running time. Not too short, not too long. Perfect. 83 minutes. Like I said, an hour of this movie could have been trimmed. Not like it could be 90 minutes. I get it because you're going to cut so much out of it, but there's a lot of the movie that could have been trimmed. Like I said, the Spider Punk that should have been in the next movie or just save for a deleted scene, like they did with Joker and the Batman. Even that movie is too long. Superhero movies don't need to be over 2 hours. The Marvels only bombed because they don't know the characters. And it came out during a terrible writer strike. This could have been much shorter. And like I said, it's a good movie for the animation, the voice acting, the plot, the action is really well done. I'm gonna say it feels like a digital painting come to life. When they're moving like this, I'm more used to it now because I saw Ninja Turtles, the what was it, Mutant Mayhem, and the first Spider Verse. So I get it, and I get why people love this movie so much. They don't have the problems that I did. There's too much Spanish in the movie. I don't care for that. There's no subtitles, so I'm like, why is this like Logan? You don't need to do that. This is not the movie to pander to me because I love superhero movies. I don't want to read subtitles. That's not why I go to the theater. Mario didn't have it, and that's from Japan. But anyway, it is a good film. It's one of the best of the year only by default because so many movies bombed this year. So many movies got critically panned. So many movies were less effort and more, let's throw CGI everywhere. Here, it's an animated film, so it could get away with that, but it's too long. It is way too long, guys. This isn't Top Gun Maverick. You don't need to be 2 hours long. I saw the movie. I started the movie at like 11:40, and it ended at like 2. It's way too long, guys. The next movie, if it's 2.5 hours, it better be worth it. Just saying. And you need an intermission or something if it's 3 hours because you're not Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon. You need to make things shorter. Less budget, not $1 million. I'm saying like the budget for this was fine. I'm saying like less running time. Don't pad out the running time. You don't need it. It's not necessary. The first 15 minutes have to do with Gwen, and that could have been saved for her own movie. Just saying, guys, it's a lot. This is a lot to deal with. So if you've seen the movie and love it, I get it. I enjoy it for the things that they did well. They did well. Animation, action, the voice acting mostly. Except for Kaluuya. I thought he was not needed in the film at all. He adds nothing. He's like, they get to the third act and he's like Kumail Nanjiani in Eternals. Nah, I'm going to pass on this. I'm not going to fight. I'm gone. I'm going to go play with me mates. Yeah. Bintos don't need to be in Marvel anymore. Got it? Bintos, Spanish, and gay people. Get them out. Cut them out of the MCU. This is why this is not in the MCU. It's the Sony Spider-Verse. And I don't care about Madam Web next year. It's not going to be better than this. I guarantee it. Because Sony can't be trusted with their villain movies. This had a better villain than anything in Venom, Morbius, or Kraven the Hunter or anything. And I get why people enjoy it. But again, less is more. For the third movie, I don't need it to be 4 hours long in 2 parts like Infinity War and Endgame. No, that one is still the one to beat. Endgame. You're never going to beat it, no matter how much praise you get from the critics. That movie made $2 billion and is still talked about as the standard of Marvel to this day. And it came out months after Spider-Verse. Just saying, guys, the money talks. This movie did make its money. I'm glad it did. It made more than the first one, but the first one was a little bit more grounded and it was less. It was an hour and 48 minutes, not 2 hours and 20. There was too much of it, too much talking. I'm sick of that. Next year, I don't need a Dune Part 2 to be half of it is talking and then the other half at the end is action. I need less. I don't need more. I need less is more. Less talking, more action, and more subtle like moments where there's just a moment of quiet. This movie never gets quiet. Everything is in your face, like at every single second. And it's a lot. Okay. It's a lot. For someone like me that has to focus on have to multitask when I'm watching a movie, it's a lot. It is. You have to like pause it to see every Easter egg, but I get it. It is a movie that people enjoy, and I get it. I get why you guys are a fan of it and why you called it the best summer movie. But critics just praise this movie to high heaven like it's the only good animated film. Again, that set the bar really high, and it will for the rest of the decade. But it's good. For a second act of a 3-act play, I get it. I get why you guys are big fans of it. I like the character Miles. It should focus on him, not 85 other characters that I don't care about, especially the ones that you're going to see for like a few minutes or a few seconds and then goodbye, they're gone. That's just how it is. That's how filmmaking is now. Let's throw as much in the screen as possible so you guys can look at everything. I know cinema is a visual experience, but you got to do one thing at a time, not 45. Just saying. Multiverse of Madness had a slower pacing than this, and that was a shorter movie. But it also had Spanish, so that will always decrease my rating. But it's good. I'm not going to hate on this movie. I enjoyed it, but I had some problems more than the critics did. And I'm not going to hide how I feel. That's just me, my preference, my thoughts, my opinions. Anyway, thanks for watching. The few of you that did, see the movie. If you haven't seen it, see it. And would I recommend owning it? Yeah, for the special features and so you can slow the movie down to see the Easter eggs. But that's what my thoughts on Spider-Verse, the second one. I'm glad I saw it at home. That's what I needed to do. It was too long to see in the theater. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. And if I don't see you in another review, I'll see you in December. So I'll do another live stream tomorrow. Take it easy. And acknowledge me. Just, I didn't forget. See ya. There. Woo.